Fanning moves on to round 4, and he'll be joined by the winner of this next matchup. Round 3, heat number 8, features South Africa's Jordy Smith, and also an Australian goofy foot, Kai Otton, who's had some great success here at Bells in the past.
I'm pretty buggered. I kept catching wave after wave, and yeah, I'm still trying to catch my breath.
And Mick, what is it about competing that makes you so happy?
Look, I guess down here at Bells, you know, you just see the crowd. It's amazing, and you hear everything out there, which is really cool. And you know, just looking back on this whole grandstand and the whole, yeah, just enjoying my time here.
All right, get back to signing autographs for the Grommies. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Rosie. Mick Fanning with a nice early morning. Said he had a warm-up at the house before and then focused on taking a lot of waves.
One that's got more than someone like Emma, you know.
Watching this now, we had Jordy get a quick wave during the interview. Now Kai's turn. Jams it under the lip, now off the top of the whitewater. A lot of momentum on the backhand from Kai. Gets one off the top, and now he's a little bit behind the whitewater. This one's got a little inside corner, and he keeps hacking away on the backhand. And now hopping out. Jordy just had a 1.77, so Kai's still in a good place. Clean slate so far. As we know, at the start of every heat, there's no priority. So usually there's one surfer that tries to demand it. Let's check this out.
I don't even think Kai knew Jordy was there. And you can see he's sort of thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then Jordy goes down. So he didn't interfere in Jordy's wave. He didn't get in his way. And then Kai got priority and took off on this one. So a bit of an interesting start to this heat, Joe. And that's what happens with this guy called Kai Otton. You know, there's all different kinds of stuff happens when he paddles out in the water. There's a nice couple of turns there to kick things off on his opening ride. Didn't quite get that inside section to stand up nice and vertical. So saving his energy, saving his time. You know, length of ride is not or junior career. You know, if you're a good surfer, you come onto the World Tour and you're going to do well.
And then you look at Jordy Smith now up. Quick snap over the whitewater. We'll just kind of fit one in with this whitewater section stretching out in front of him. He's going to have to lay low, but he's hanging in there. Now Kai with a deep bottom turn, doing a big Aki impression, and now setting up another backhand carve. A lot of open face. He'll drop the lip now. So putting a few solid turns together, and it keeps doubling up for him. Low bottom turn, setting up for a solid under the lip hack again, where he's reliable and coming through with some big performances. And last year the big story was him coming to J-Bay all in itself, because he had that crazy scorpion injury at Cloudbreak. As we look back at Jordy's ride.
Yeah, Jordy Smith, beautiful opening maneuver right there. Didn't quite get the projection over that whitewater that he would have liked. So a 3.0 for Jordy. It's not going to be what he's looking for. And I'm sure by the end of this heat, that's not going to be involved in his top 2 scores. Kai Otton right behind him. Looking for just a small score to get back into the lead. Nice turn right there. Seen a little bit of extension, but sort of wiped a bit of speed off. Nice drawn out bottom turn again. Just wraps it around. Waiting for it, waiting for it. Now he comes off the bottom. So didn't quite connect there again. So Kai obviously just searching for something good. That was better. That was perfectly timed right there. That was very Mark Okalupo-ish to finish off that wave. So Kai Otton is going to get himself back in the lead with first real wave of substance.
So we see that timing from Kai in a challenging end section, and he comes down with a major maneuver potentially used. We used it a couple of years ago when Fanning beat Taj in the final. Jordy up quickly, recovers from a little bobble on the first bottom turn, now into a healthy looking top turn carve. Smith right off the bottom again, jams it really hard in the pocket. Now powering through some frontside hooks with plenty of wave left. Jordy styles through the last hook, and now Kai getting underway. Big belt off the lip for Otton. All setup work now for Jordy. Kai's out. The final move, just a quick whitewater jam, but with some big hooks, and he'll applaud himself as he kicks out. Easily his best wave so far. Was it an 8.16 to take the lead?
Wave number 2, nice and clean. Kai Otton jams that first turn in the pocket, fades off the bottom, gets nice and low. Now that's sort of a speed turn. Sort of looked for that 2-for-1 combo right there, but maybe should have focused a little bit more on that first turn. Jordy there, just losing the fins a little bit on the bottom turn. Now he connects with his turn right here, jams it in the pocket, gets that board all the way around, putting that back foot down, one of the most powerful surfers out there. And this is why. This is what we're used to seeing from Jordy Smith. tearing this wave to pieces. So this is going to be a massive score for Smith now that I've looked at it again. Bunch of really solid maneuvers from Jordy. You know, when this kid's on fire, he's, in my mind, one of the best surfers on the planet, but it's just putting it all together at the right time. If he can do that on a consistent basis, definitely put himself in a world title race.
But this is the venue that we always put to be one of Jordy's best. He's won events around the world, back-to-back events in J-Bay, which was really cool to see. We talked about how sometimes it's hard to compete in front of your hometown.
At J-Bay, at Bells Beach, was from Jordy Smith.
Easily. As we look back a couple of years to that moment, watching this one live, this is Jordy looking for the 3.10. Big vertical turn as he's on his way to the lead. Carves springing off the bottom. Beautiful transition over the whitewater. He should be getting the lead change now. Another quick clap to get him fired up down the line, and he'll keep flowing through his turns. A little bit of wave left, and he'll keep carving through. Not needing a whole lot. He'll just continue to work on this inside corner. Doesn't have much to work with. Grabs his leg for a little bit as he's put in multiple turns all the way through the inside. Now Jordy kicking out with 14:20 to go. As we now check out the start of this wave once again, Potts.
Yeah, nice opening maneuver right there from Jordy. Just looking casual. I mean, there's no real sense of urgency right now. Puts that back foot down, cracks it perfectly. 3 solid turns for Jordy Smith. And watch him give a little clap right here. There, right there, just said, okay, come on, we're on our way to a good score here. Let's keep this thing going. And as you said, Jordy Smith trying to keep himself in the moment, Joe, not trying to get too carried away. I think that's maybe, you know, Kelly splashes the water. Jordy gave himself a little giddy up right there. Brings us one through the inside, so a good score just about to be locked in for Jordy Smith. Only searching for a 3.10. I think he's doubled that and some.
Yeah, really impressive performance from Jordy Smith. And you've got to be a fan of your own surfing. Give yourself a clap here and there. He's feeling good on his way to the inside corner. Welcome back to the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, the second stop of the Samsung Galaxy Championship Tour. We have Jordy Smith and Kai Otton going blow for blow in an exciting matchup with regular versus goofy.
I think it's just harder in this day and age. You know, when you look at the currency exchange, it's like 11 Rand to $1, which is super expensive for the kids to travel.
Watching Jordy now, he'll just snap it real hard off the top. Now flowing through the second point, ditches the fins into a reverse, and he'll end up going down. Kai up and out quickly on the next wave as we're down to 9:55 to go.
You know, you don't have that infrastructure to support the kids and get them trained up and ready to go.
This is Kai just up and out once again as he's searching for something solid.
Let's have a look at Jordy Smith's last ride here. Just stepping on the tail. Nice first gouge there, just caught the front of the board. Now he knows he needs something special to maybe post the score here, and this is where he goes for it. Didn't quite get the pop that he wanted, didn't get as quick a rotation, so came down slightly sideways and very difficult in that whitewater to ride out of that kind of maneuver.
Always love when Jordy starts showcasing that radical air game. I think that's why he's become one of the best.
And it kind of happened, but I don't know. I don't have any excuses, you know, no excuses. I'm just happy to be here, and I had a good time.
Sometimes those things can happen.
Now looking at 3:45 on the clock, Kai Otton still waiting for an 8.01. He's not going to wait any longer, and he's going to have to force it on this one. Backside jam, he'll fade to try to create some open face here. Casual little snap under the lip. Now a big windup for a big third turn, hammers it. One more blitz off the lip for Kai. And now coming through the inside, needs a solid one, late hits it, but he recovers. Backhand jam on the open face, and maybe one more opportunity for Kai, swings right through it. So after a long wait, Kai Otton finally makes a move with priority and needs an 8.01 on that last effort.
I think that's it. That's the choice of moves that you've got to have. Steps on the tail, waits for this thing to stand up. Jams it in the pocket, sort of caught a little bit of a rail there, so not a clean first turn. Now he starts to get going, drives around the section. This is where it stands up. Beautiful turn right there, and then straight into that next one. So Kai Otton back-to-back, solid maneuvers. Doesn't quite connect that last turn, so the judges are going to find those little mistakes. and not really maximize the scoring potential on that. 2 minutes and 15 to go. He's got time to get back out there and maybe sneak another one in. He's got a 7.33. He's going to back it up with a mid-range score on that last one, Joe. I don't think it's going to be in that 8-point range, though.
So Kai Otton trying to fight through round 3 against Jordy Smith, and he's made it pretty far in this contest in the past. Quarterfinal in 2013, quarters also in 2012. As you see about that little hot streak he had with back-to-back final series appearances. Kai sitting the furthest out as he's anticipating this set, but it looks like he is going to run out of time. Jordy Smith was able to recover from an early loss at Snapper Rocks, and now he's into round 4, where he's going to be taking on 3-time world champ Mick Fanning, who's also defending champ of Bells Beach. This bottom half of the draw